Oh, so I know what you're all thinking. That guy is definitely a Craigslist gigolo. All kidding aside though, a woman did stop me on the street today. She told me I look mysterious, magical, and appeared non-threatening. Well, what she really said was I look like Where's Waldo meets Harry Potter meets albino Steve Urkel, at which point I spilled my coffee on her and said, "Did I do that?" I have a bit of a theory that all men like to hug each other, but they don't because there's a social faux pas about it. So instead what we do is we come in for the cool guy handshake, and then we slyly bring up our other arm and bring him in for the half hug. "Hey buddy, this feels so good, doesn't it? But meet me in the alley at 5 and we'll hug for real. Tell no one." No way, man, a hooker might see us. Speaking of hookers, I've recently come to the conclusion that prostitutes and therapists are essentially the same thing. For one, they both help you with a problem you can't fix yourself. Two, they're generally the last resort for people once they can't fix that problem themselves. And for hundreds of dollars, you get the chance to unload on someone. Speaking of loads, I'm not really sure if I want to have kids or not. And I think there's a lot of people out there like me that aren't sure whether or not they want to have children. So I've come up with an idea where we're going to scrounge up all the orphans and I'm going to create a Blockbuster type video rental for babies. And there'll be a rating system, so like for easy you'll have fat and giggly, and it'll work all its way up to like a biter or pyro. And if it turns out you don't want it, just toss it back in the return bin. This one's more of just a thought. But is it considered stalking if you follow a blind guy? Food for thought. I've never really understood why people go on cleanses. You're willing to drink vinegar for a week just so you can eat cake for the other 20 days. Why not just eat the cake in moderation? Or be like me and become a recreational bulimic. Pretty great, I'm a weekend warrior at it. I can be an awkward guy if you haven't been able to figure out by now. I say strange things, especially to women. And I think it's because there's a part of my brain that wants me to remain single because it's madly in love with me. Like, I'll be talking to a girl and things will be going well, and then all of a sudden I'll mention something on the lines of dead babies in a blender. And I'll be like, "Brain, what the hell was that, man?" He's like, "Hey man, she gotta love you for you. But to be honest, no one loves you like I do, Essay." And now you're all wondering why my brain is Mexican, but we'll move on. They do say that if you remove part of the brain, you can turn somebody into a vegetable. So what I'm wondering is, if you remove a different part of the brain, can you turn somebody into a fruit? Hey boys, look who isn't afraid to suck dick anymore! This guy. That was mega gay. Have you ever wondered what Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up would be like if he was just a much darker individual? What's the deal with statutory rape? It's not like I wasn't moving. Roll credits. I've always kind of wanted to work in porn though. Not as an actor or director, but as the guy who figures out how you transition from reality to fantasy. Okay, let's see here. We have a muscular pizza delivery man and a whorishly dressed single mother. But they can't just bone, that doesn't make sense. What if we put his dick in the pizza and then say, There's extra sausage. Frank, you genius. Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys with this one. I never really understood why women get mad when you leave pee driblets on their legs after you climb back into bed having gone to the washroom. If anything, it's a sign of endearment. We think enough of you that we want to mark you as our own. Thank you, you've been great.
Give it up for Mike Mclellan!